The Cretan liar paradox, the story of Epimenides and ancient Greece. In the 6th century BCE, there was an island in the ancient Greek world where wisdom and myths merged, Crete. Crete was famous not only for the massive Minotaur and the labyrinth legend of Greek mythology, but also for its mind-boggling paradoxes and thought-provoking questions. One of the most renowned thinkers on this island was Epimenides, who was respected as a sage among the people. Epimenides was known as a philosopher and poet. He inspired respect with his thought-provoking words and wise stories. However, what immortalized Epimenides in history and ensured him a permanent place in the world of philosophy was his greatest contribution, a statement that introduced an unforgettable paradox in the world of logic. This statement planted the seeds of the famous contradiction known as the Cretan liar paradox. Epimenides' famous saying and the birth of the paradox. According to rumors circulating in Crete, Epimenides once wanted to give a philosophical and surprising message to his people. His famous saying went, "All Cretans are liars." This sentence, seemingly simple, quickly created a logical contradiction that would confuse both the townspeople and the world of philosophy. Behind Epimenides' words lay a vast paradox. This statement soon echoed in scholars' minds as a convoluted question. If Epimenides himself is also a Cretan, and if all Cretans are liars, is what Epimenides said true or false? This statement created a logical loop that led to a contradictory situation. If Epimenides' statement is true and all Cretans are liars, then he himself is also a liar. If Epimenides is lying, then his statement, "all Cretans are liars," must also be a lie. If this statement is a lie, then Cretans are not liars, meaning Epimenides is not telling the truth. However, if Epimenides is not telling the truth, then this statement is incorrect, and Cretans are not lying. If Epimenides is lying, he would actually be telling the truth, but this would mean he's caught in the contradiction of telling the truth while being a liar. This endless loop continued to resonate throughout Crete and quickly spread across the Greek world. Each philosopher attempted to resolve the contradiction behind this statement, but no one could reach a conclusive answer. The contradiction of the Epimenides paradox. The paradox introduced by Epimenides' statement was based on a contradiction known as a self-refuting statement. By labeling a group that includes himself as liars, Epimenides invalidated the truth or falsity of his own statement. This contradiction, which makes a statement both true and false, led Greek scholars to question the very basis of logic. Self-refuting statements occupy a unique place in the world of logic, and the Epimenides paradox is one of the most striking examples of such statements. The phrase used by Epimenides to describe Cretans pushes the boundaries of logic and makes us consider the relativity of concepts like truth and falsehood. Epimenides and ancient Greece's quest for wisdom. Ancient Greece was known for its quest for wisdom and for pushing the limits of logic. This society was filled with philosophers who delved deeply into every thought, from Socrates questioning people in the agora, to Plato's allegory of the cave, to Aristotle's theories of logic. However, Epimenides' paradox went far beyond conventional questions. This paradox challenged not only logic but also the boundaries of language and thought. Philosophers reflecting on Epimenides' paradox began to explore how such paradoxes could operate within a logical system. This paradox revealed that the distinction between truth and falsehood is not always absolute, and that language can sometimes lead to inherent contradictions. In the history of philosophy, Epimenides' paradox is considered a turning point, proving that even within logic, truth and falsehood can be at odds. Philosophical interpretations and impacts of the Epimenides paradox. Contradictions on logic and truth. The Epimenides paradox laid the foundation for a contradiction known in the world of logic as the liar paradox. This paradox opens up new questions in logic about statements that refute themselves. Epimenides' words opened doors to inquiries in logic about self-refuting statements. Such statements reveal the limits of language and the contradictions within logic, showing that concepts like true and false can indeed be relative. Idealism and relativity. Epimenides' paradox is considered a significant foundation of idealism and the philosophy of relativity. The question of whether truth and falsehood are relative implies that meanings in language cannot be regarded as absolutely correct. This paradox demonstrates that, beyond the strict rules of logic, not everything always has a clear answer, and meanings may hold a relative significance. Philosophical deception and the relative nature of reality. This paradox also shows that concepts of truth and falsehood are not absolute and can push the boundaries of the human mind. Epimenides' labeling of Cretans as liars demonstrates that he contradicts himself, rendering the concept of truth a relative matter and encouraging people to question how they interpret what they think. Influences on modern philosophy. The Epimenides paradox has significantly influenced the development of logical philosophy. Particularly in the 20th century, philosophers like Bertrand Russell drew inspiration from the Epimenides paradox when studying contradictions and self-refuting statements in logic. Russell's barber paradox could be seen as a modern version of the Epimenides paradox. Thank you for listening. I'd appreciate your comments and likes.